Welcome to Professor Rox's Inspiration Station. Today we have a couple high school students who have some wisdom to share about all sorts of interesting things. First up, we have Sarah, and then Christopher.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Laverne High School, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about some things you can do in high school to prepare for college. So I go to college next semester, and some of the things I've been doing to prepare for college is I've gotten an internship in the field that I want to work in, and I go there at least 3 times a week. It's with the police department. I work with the crime scene technicians because that's what I want to do. And then other things that you can do to prepare for college would be to know your major before you go in, because it's easier for you to prepare your classes, and you'll be able to do things that you want to do, not things that you have to do. And then another thing you can do is get involved while you're in high school, because the more stuff you can put on your application that you've done, the more things that you can do once you get into college to make more friends.
Yeah, that's great advice for all of you who are, when did you start thinking about what colleges you wanted to go to and that?
When I was at the beginning of my sophomore year of high school.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and there's things to start thinking about too, early on in high school, just kind of preparing for having all the, extracurriculars that you might need, that the college you might be interested in might be looking for, doing what you're doing and taking dual enrollment classes. I know a lot of places offer dual enrollment college classes while you're still in high school, so that's a great way to get some college classes underway. Well, thanks for sharing that great tip.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much, Sarah, for sharing and being on our show.
Of course. I'm Christopher Kishpe. I'm a Laverne High School student, and I just take classes at Mala.
Great. Thanks so much for being on the show. And you have some really valuable advice to share with our listeners.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to share with you all that going through high school, everybody has growing pains, and going into the transition between high school and college can be a little bit difficult for everybody. So I'd just like to share with you all that in the least conceited way possible, that you must try to do things for yourself. No matter what it be, whether it be in work, whether it be in school, whether it be in your family life, always try to do things for yourself. Me, as a high school student, I found myself getting good grades and doing extracurricular activities and doing internships. And I asked myself, am I really enjoying this? Is it really for me, or is it really for the expectations of somebody else? Is it really the expectations of the teacher that I want to meet? Is it the expectations of my mother or my family that I want to meet? I never found myself saying, hey, I'm genuinely enjoying this. So right now I'm taking the time as a senior in high school and transitioning from high school to college. I'm taking that time to find what really interests me and what I'm really impassioned about, instead of having to meet somebody else's expectations or having to hold myself to a higher standard just because somebody else says. And I feel more comfortable now, and I'm learning that what I truly believe in is something that I should do for myself because I'm comfortable with that.
Wow, that's really good advice. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, it's just, if you keep spending your entire life trying to meet somebody else's expectations instead of finding what's comfortable for you, then I feel like you're never going to be happy in regards of where you're at in life. Because something so simple as just finding a better job or just getting a little bit of a promotion will make you happy if you find happiness in that. But if you keep chasing bigger dreams and just because somebody else tells you to, or you keep going out of your comfort zone just because somebody else tells you to, you're never going to be happy. You should always try to do what you feel is right in your heart.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show and for the great words of wisdom you've shared with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for letting me on here.
Yeah. Hi, I am lucky enough to have another high school student to share her wisdom. This is Morgan Lowe.
Hi.
Thanks so much for being on the show.
It's a pleasure.
All right, Morgan has some great advice, wisdom to share with y'all.
I just want people to know that it is okay to do what's best for you. For me, since I'm still in high school, I still have my high school friends, and they do not have college courses, so they really don't know how it is to be pretty much a college student as well as a high school student. So it's really important to just make sure to stay, well, you can still have friends, but make sure to stay to yourself and know what's important for you and how you're going to improve as a person and what's going to be better for yourself. Letting go of friends is okay, and also just doing what's best and what's going to just help you in the future.
I love, you just said something that seems to be a theme on a lot of people I've interviewed on the show, that you have to surround yourself with those who are supportive of what your goals and desires and passions are.
Yeah.
And if they are not supportive or even, you know, a negative influence, like what you just said, it's okay to let go of friends. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yes, it's been like that pretty much most of high school, especially this year. I've been noticing friends just kind of distance themselves from me because I've been, you know, doing things like doing more courses to help me, and I kind of want to say that people can be jealous in a way of how much you've improved and that themselves haven't improved. So it's kind of like I'm changing, but they're not. So it's definitely a big deal trying to determine if you want to keep those friends or not. But at the end of the day, like, it only matters about you, pretty much. Like, only you will be there at the end of the day, not them. So it's important.
Don't worry about pleasing other people, because that's not going to help you fulfill your own goals. And
and that's very true.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm going through now, is that I'm seeing like who's truly my friend and who's truly going to support me through my decisions after high school. So, yeah.
And even that's challenging a lot of, and I found for myself when I went away to college, that, you know, a lot of your high school friends, you come back for the summer and holidays, whatever, and you might slowly, like, just, you know, distance, just the actual physical distance. You know, that just happens, and maybe there's some, you know, a couple high school friends that you might stay more in touch with, but yeah, that is normal to kind of, as you move on to a new phase in your life, not all of your high school friends are going to follow that path, and
that's true.
That's the beauty of college. You get to meet so many cool new people who you have stuff in common with,
and your old friends could still be doing the same things that they're doing in high school. So,
I love it. Great advice.
Thank
you so much, Morgan, for being on the show and for sharing that with us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure coming here.
Thank you.